Hi everybody, this is Method Kaiji. Today I'm going to talk about some new Godzilla 2014 information. This time I'm going to talk about the new recent Q&A with Gareth Edwards, director for Godzilla 2014. Now this was actually on Facebook, and yeah, Gareth Edwards was actually answering the questions that Godzilla fans or Godzilla 2014 fans were actually questioning him. And he actually answered most of them, not completely all of them, and some of them he cannot answer because, for secretive purposes and all that. But yeah, here are some highlights like one of the main ones. There's some that are like weird questions, but these are like, I guess, one of the main ones. These are the list of main questions of the session or the events. So yeah, so I'm gonna list some people. So yeah, and let's first start with this one called German Angelo. Angelo, I don't know how to pronounce the name. And he said, "Are we expecting any of Akira Ifukube music themes in the new film?" Gareth Edwards said, "Tennis Blatt has done a genius score, very much in the same tone of Akira. As fans of his work, I think you'll be very happy." Chris Elchison said, "Have you seen the 90s Gamera trilogy?" GE, which is Gareth Edwards, said, "I don't like to cheat on Godzilla. He's so possessive and gets very angry." Ashley Brewer Rogo, I don't know how to pronounce that. "What's the hardest or most challenging part of doing another Godzilla movie, and what is your inspiration for doing so?" GE, Gareth Edwards, said, "The hardest part is finding a story that really pulls you in emotionally, as well as delivering the epic spectacle we all expect/deserve." William Chavez said, "How do you feel about crossover with the Silver Rim? But who directed? I think the first fight will have to be between me and Guillermo. He will kick my butts." And then Tyler Tiberius Kirk said, sorry if not pronounce that right, and he's mentioned, "Which Godzilla versus movie is your favorite?" GE said, "The Smog Monster. I know, right? But Mr. Bano, the director of this movie, became a good friend during the making of Godzilla. He was also the assistant director to Akira Kurosawa and had a million fantastic stories to tell." Adam Hulbert, sorry if I not pronounce that name right, he said, "How much motion capture did Andy Serkis do for Godzilla? How much of Godzilla's atomic breath will we see in the film?" GE said, "Andy was a consultant on the movie. It was a dream to work with him." Stephen K. Otto mentions, "Mr. Edwards, how did it feel to resurrect one of cinema's most famous monsters? And do you think you'll continue to make more movies after this?" GE mentioned, "It was a dream come true. Whether I make any more films after this will probably depend on how many of you go see it at the cinema. So go see it. I will definitely see it on midnight. I'll definitely see it. So I don't know if you watching the midnight, so I really do not know. But that depends on your opinion. So yeah." And then Rayshawn Davis mentioned, "Mr. Gareth, if Godzilla is successful and spawns a trilogy on the table, will you be up for directing them and working with the king again?" GE mentioned, "For sure. There were so many great ideas that we just couldn't fit into one movie. I guess that's why God created sequels." Ulysses Renteria, I don't know how to pronounce that name right. "Will there be any appearances or clues to some familiar characters, monsters from the Toho roster?" GE happily mentioned the creatures are original to this film, but very much inspired by Toho. Parenthesis, there are some Easter eggs for fans. Interesting. Easter eggs. That's interesting. Sean Barry mentions, "How were you first introduced to Godzilla?" GE said, "Probably as a child. I watched the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Then later we had quote-unquote creature features on TV in the UK. So that's been my Friday night staying in and being a sad geek." Robert John Mack II, probably he's from Egypt because it's from the second maybe. I don't know. This is actually a pretty weird question, but it says, "Can Godzuki be in the movie?" Yes, that is his Big question. He wanted to contact the director, and that was his question. Can Godzuki be in the movie? Seriously? GE actually mentioned, he didn't say like, oh, no, what the heck is wrong with you? He actually didn't say that. He actually said, we auditioned him, but there's all kind of issues with child labor laws. Wow. Colin Scott Moreau said, what is your favorite Godzilla movie? GE said, the 1954 one. Parentheses, shameless plug ahead. Which we are showing tonight at SXSW. Zach Zuber said, what monster besides Godzilla will you most want to work with, either in a Godzilla sequel or own movie? I'd like to see Godzilla fight the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters, because after he destroys him, it will be toasted marshmallows for everyone. Baron Christopher said, have you already started gathering ideas for a sequel? How many Godzilla films would you like to do? GE said, I feel like I'm about to give birth, so the last thing I want to do is get back into bed. But I'm sure once I see the child, I'll be racing to have another. Wow. And yeah, there's actually over 2,000 plus comments on the Facebook page. So that's a bunch. That's really a bunch. So this actually tells us some pretty interesting information on like what to expect and, you know, inspiration for this film. I actually saw this thread on GodzillaMovies.com. It was actually him actually explaining about the, you know, the Easter egg. I guess some people call it an Easter egg. Like, remember on the trailer there was this like destroyed city. It was, I think, Las Vegas, and then you see that some little two twins from, everybody was saying twins, like, you know, the fairy twins from Mothra. So I'm not exactly sure, but let me just find it here. Excuse me guys if I kind of take long, but there is this, yeah, right here. So I'll leave these two links in the description below. Now right here, this is another form I just found, and it's called Gareth Edwards Talks About the Mothra Twins Easter Egg. Now right here, it actually gives us some pretty interesting stuff. And okay, so this is from shocktillyourjob.com. So that's actually a pretty unique name. And this is what it says. Just prior, wait, actually, okay, no, never mind. So Turek, which is I believe the website, said the trailer has had an amazing reaction on the internet. So let's address Easter eggs. Many are saying you can spy the Mothra twins in a shot of destroyed buildings. True? Edwards actually said that's a great example of you do something and the fans latch onto it. We can't help, parenthesis, looking at it. There are crazy busy days for us, parenthesis, working on the movie. And when you got a 30-second gap, I will look online and these crazy things turn up. And you show them to everyone working in the room and you go, quote unquote, look what they're saying. Parenthesis, the Mothra spotting got a laugh. Wait, is it got? Yeah. I like to say, I thought of that and that's what's going on. But when you see the film, you'll understand who those two people are. But they're not there by accident. There's a shot that precedes and that explains it. Interesting. So yeah, that talks about specifically the Easter egg, the little Mothra twins. So they weren't there purposely. They have a meaning. So, you know, probably it's still the Mothra twin, maybe some firefighter maybe. So, you know, I don't know, but that speculation will still continue. So, yeah, I'll leave these two links in the description below for you can check it out yourself. So anyways, and for this video, subscribe, like, and comment. This is Kaiju signing out.